during the treble season in 1999, or not yet 99, that I really began to engage with club football.
As a kid, when I was born, my dad just put a kit on me. He's been Leeds through and through, so just being brought up as a Leeds fan.
My dad forced me, really. I don't want to say my dad forced me, but I don't know, I like the colour red. And I really like Dennis Bergkamp, and I used to play football all the time. So.
My dad's a massive Chelsea supporter. He's had a season ticket ever since I was born, or a long time before I was born. So it was just inevitable that I sort of get involved.
I moved down from Leeds when I was 7, and everyone was talking about Arsenal, so I sort of looked into it and became an Arsenal fan. Been one ever since.
All my family are West Ham. My dad's West Ham, my granddad's West Ham, they're all from East London. That's the only reason why, really. And maybe the passion, because I love the club. Crap, to be honest, shit. Football's dreadful, Sam Allardyce is dreadful. That's what I don't want to talk about, to be honest. But we're sitting third in the table and it's still not good enough.
Better than it was, but I think there's still a long way to go before we can challenge for honours again. But at times it's been a very frustrating season, of course. There's been a lot of turmoil, where the 8-2 wasn't great.
It's been frustrating with all the managers and what's going on behind the scenes, back doors. Out on pitch, well, I mean, there's only 7 or 8 games left of the season, but we've started to show a little bit of quality now. Torres is finding form. But I think, in general, if we had a solid manager throughout, I think we'd be sitting right up the top with City and United.
We are doing amazing, I think. I mean, a lot of people slay us over United. Everyone loves to hate United, but I mean, we bring up young players. We haven't spent, barely a penny this season, and we're still top of the league. A bit disappointed with the Champions League, obviously, but I mean, you can't win it this season. And the record Fergie's got, there's nothing to complain about as a United fan.
Pretty well at the moment. We're top of the Championship, so it's good. Going up into Premiership.
Worse than most seasons, but I don't know. Getting better, I hope. I think.
We've got the Carling Cup, which obviously is nice, but obviously the league form has been pretty well documented. Hasn't really been good enough from what you'd expect of a side of our calibre, and whether or not you can blame that on Kenny Dalglish doesn't really sway me either way. It's kind of understandable that they should be paid well, considering the sort of rigid lifestyle they have to lead, like sort of putting in so much commitment in terms of diet and sort of exercise regimes, but that wages are a bit astronomical. I mean, it's one thing having a well-paid job, but the amount of money that players can sort of reap these days from endorsements and 1,000,001 other things is a bit excessive.
It's not really a sport anymore, I wouldn't say. It's more of like a big industry.
How can you justify like an 18-year-old getting paid 15,000, 55,000 like a week? How can you justify that? Like, how can you justify like Wayne Rooney getting paid $250,000 a week? All right, yeah, he gets taxed, but still, that's a shitload of money. Like, and Mario Balotelli, he's an example. He gets paid so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it. Most football players don't know what to do with it.
There's different categories like your Chelsea's, your Tottenham's, United's, your Liverpool's, your City's, your Barcelona's, your Milan's, all your big boys. They're category A, so you basically paying an arm and a leg. But then, like, if you look at people like Wigan and Bolton, I'll go Wigan away, it's like £25, and that's alright. I've not been to the Emirates this season because I don't want to pay £50 to go Wigan at home.
In terms of consistency, I think it obviously varies from club to club, from ground to ground. What I have noticed more of as clubs have begun to struggle is sort of one-off days where they'll have £5 entry to the public, and I think initiatives like that are really what's going to save club football culture and keep clubs running.
For like Premier League, Champions League, it's ridiculous. Chelsea the other day, I was looking at a ticket for Benfica and it was £82 compared to Benfica away, which was 30. So yeah, it's way too expensive.
Ask them, do they regularly go to games, and they'll be like, no, and does annoy me.
People that don't support your local team, it does my head in.
The main one I would say is probably Barcelona. There seems to be so many fanboys out there that seem to just jump on Barcelona.
Like, fair enough if your family comes from there, then it's like heritage, or you live there. But if you don't live there, then why do you support them? Like, it's just ridiculous.
People who support Man United who are from the south don't have a passion for football. Because if you had a passion for football, you'd support your local club. And I think it's mainly down to their family. Because, for instance, like me, I've been brought up to listen to support United. But for instance, if my brother supported City, I'd have ended up supporting City. It just kind of goes through your naivety as a child.
I mean, you could call yourself a fan, but I wouldn't say you're a true fan.
Always, says Katie. 15 years old. Happy birthday, Louis Ellis. Well, Scarlett's a big day for her. Happy 10th birthday today. Hope you're having a great day.
Ramirez.
Zola.
Dennis Bergkamp.
Robbie Fowler.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Percy's.
Mark Viduka.
Matt Letizia.
Paolo Di Canio.
Rocky Rocastle. Ivanovic. He's a good defender. Like to play a bit of football, and my mates say that I look a bit like him, so it's a good player.
Seeing him get that hat-trick in ridiculously quick time against United, especially it being against United, obviously makes it far more significant.
He's my all-time favourite. Strike force with Harry Kewell and Alan Smith, just unstoppable.
Number 9, Justin Richards.
Live games, definitely. I haven't been to many, but it's only because of the prices. But I mean, the atmosphere for one, the people you meet, the fans, and you can create a real day out of it, like when you go to a football match.
Or even down the pub with the lads, you've got a good atmosphere, but when you're in amongst 40,000 fans, and you're there in and amongst the atmosphere, it's just so much more of a buzz.
Some of the camera angles and the commentators and, you know what I mean, the close-ups on people's faces makes it more dramatic, really, and sort of like, if you're angry, it makes you a bit more angry.
To being there live, I can't really complain because I sort of do both. If I go to a game, I will still record the game and watch it after I've been, even if it's an hour after, I will still watch it again. But atmosphere is much better, and I'd rather be there than see it on the telly.
KFC down Holloway Road.
I'd have to get a burger and a programme before the game.
You always got to sit on the right sofa. I sit on one sofa, they sit on another sofa.
A favourite route to walk to the stadium?
Get a 442 burger outside the chicken roll.
Never bet on Liverpool.
I did go to the KFC once, and we lost that game 3-0 to Chelsea. So I always go to the KFC and buy fully loaded for 2 more weeks. Slip short.
It's not only from a fan's point of view. If you think about it from players, every player wants to play in the Premier League for some reason.
It's so unpredictable, the Premier League. You don't expect, like, in the La Liga, you wouldn't expect, like, relegation sides to upset them.
It's such a hard topic because obviously Spanish and like Scottish are just run by 2 or 3 clubs, but the English teams and the likes of Spurs and Newcastle were just coming up this season and stepping up, and just like they're about 3rd or 4th, and in the English league anyone could beat anyone on the day. So you know, it could be said as the best league in the world, I suppose.
The passion and the drama that happens in the game and the controversial prospects what occur, it's just unbelievable. There's nothing like it, the entertainment. You compare it to La Liga, fair enough they have got Real and Barca who are probably the best teams in the world at the moment, but I mean there's 20 other teams in that league who probably could get into the Championship, and that says it all for me. We sell out stadiums the majority of the time throughout the country, even the smaller clubs, and I just, there is no question about it being the best Premier League. It's a no-brainer for me.
Football isn't what it used to be. There's a lot of it. I mean, you can't let the game flow anymore. I mean, refs and 4th officials, and they communicate and they give stupid decisions all day long. Maybe the fact that players can contest a lot more silly fouls and red cards.
That's the thing, with the goal line technology, I do agree with it in some cases, but
it then takes away from, you know, the referee's decision is final.
I don't think you can put in technology into football. I think if you do it, it's going to have to go back to all levels.
I'd take pricing down. I think a wage cap is a good idea, I think, but it needs like working. Goal line technology I agree with, as long as it doesn't really slow down the game, which is what everyone says, I guess.
I think goal line technology could be a good thing. I think basically one of the reasons it should be put in just to shut everyone up is everyone's always talking about goal line technology, and it's like, if you're not going to get the goal line technology, then you might as well stop asking for it, or just give it to them.
Just making football more accessible to people would be definitely an added plus to the game.
Just prices, I guess, and maybe, don't know, something that like everybody can actually watch it on TV. Like, I know Sky's probably got them all, but fuck paying Sky, man.
I wouldn't change nothing in football, because if you change it, then you wouldn't have the talking points, like the whole Maradona handball. We still talk about that today. It's what makes football football.
For the Poppy Appeal. All proceeds being donated to the Royal British Legion. To mark this achievement, we are joined tonight by representatives from the Royal British Legion. Pitch side now being presented.
Once in a lifetime experience.
Every single emotion in 90 minutes.
It's good stuff.
Heaven. Best thing ever.
I think football is interesting because of the community aspect of it. Like, all your friends support different teams, or you support the same teams. And there's always a bit of banter between it and kind of general support. It's a talking point. And watching the game is entertainment. It's something that's good to watch. It's good to watch on TV. It's good to watch with friends. It's good to go to the game.
Football is pleasurable. It's orgasmic.
Whether it be my own team or two other teams that I don't even like, in the day I still like to watch a good game of football.
Passionate. And grassroots. Yeah.
Football isn't life, but it's a hell of a ride, and there's nothing else similar to it.
Communication. I think for a long time, each country's leagues have been sort of monitored and refereed differently, but now we're seeing this kind of global link, and it's just healthy, really. It's a healthy thing to have, and ultimately great entertainment. So, yeah.
Still best sport in the world, I guess.
It's 9 minutes of pure rollercoaster action.